Prescribed fire is the planned and controlled application of fire to a specific land area, and is one of the most ecologically appropriate and relatively efficient means for achieving a variety of land management objectives. Examples of which include cultural burning for First Nations values, wildfire risk reduction for protection of communities and critical infrastructure, ecosystem restoration, silviculture objectives such as site preparation, and habitat objectives. Prescribed fires are managed to meet objectives identified within a site plan or prescription. They are implemented in accordance with an approved burn plan to limit the negative impacts to surrounding values, such as escapes or smoke. These fires can take many months or even several years to plan, depending on the size, complexity, and objectives you are trying to achieve. There are many resources and supports available to assist you through the entire prescribed fire lifecycle. Generally speaking, there are 3 phases of a prescribed fire project: planning, execution, and post-burn analysis. There are several processes and steps within each phase. The first phase is planning, which includes regional planning tables, where planning discussions provide a prime opportunity for early collaboration, identifying linkages to goals and broad objectives within higher-level plans, setting prescribed fire objectives, developing a site plan or prescription, ultimately leading to the creation of a prescribed fire burn plan. Some factors that must be considered when planning a prescribed fire include the expanding wildland-urban interface, critical infrastructure and land management objectives related to wildlife habitat, and watersheds. When preparing a prescribed fire burn plan, fire behavior inputs such as fuel, weather, and topography, and outputs such as fire intensity, rate of spread, type of fire, along with smoke management principles of venting and/or smoke-sensitive zones, are a few items taken into account. The second phase of a prescribed fire is execution. This phase includes resource planning, implementation, and monitoring, both in real time and post-implementation. Prescribed fires are ignited and monitored under the direction of a certified burn boss or other qualified personnel to meet predetermined land management objectives. This type of open burning, referred to as resource management open fire in the wildfire regulation, is often conducted during the spring or fall, when fires usually burn at a lower intensity and produce less smoke than unplanned wildfires that generally occur under warmer and drier conditions. During a prescribed fire, real-time monitoring takes place using the latest technologies that use multiple inputs to ensure safety and calculated control, helping to guide the process in real time. Monitoring begins before the fire is ignited, and a fire will be delayed if conditions are not optimal for success. The final phase of a prescribed burn is post-burn analysis. During this phase, the prescribed fire objectives of the site plan or prescription, as well as the burn plan, are reviewed and measured to evaluate the success and effectiveness of the fire. Post-burn analysis can go on for several weeks, months, or years as studies are performed to determine immediate effects of the fire and longer-term ecological outcomes. There are a variety of resources available to assist proponents in the planning and implementation of a prescribed fire project. These can be found by clicking on the BC Wildfire Service Planning a Prescribed Burn link on the prescribedfire.ca resources page. Potential funding opportunities are also available through the Community Resiliency Investment Program, which includes Crown Land wildfire risk reduction and community funding and supports. BC Wildfire Service is also developing prescribed fire planning training curriculum for the proponents and practitioners of prescribed fire projects across BC. The goal is to establish and inform a collaborative, straightforward, and consistent approach to the usage of prescribed fire on the land base from the early planning and engagement stages to the operational implementation of a burn plan.